Hi, this is Jennifer from the Jennifer Maker DIY and Craft blog. Today I'm going to show you how to make this glorious paper sunflower. My sunflower design follows nature. Like a real sunflower, this paper sunflower's petals are the same shape as the real deal. It also has 55 petals, which is a typical number for a sunflower. The seed head was tricky, but ultimately I decided to show the Fibonacci spiral that sunflowers actually possess. A Fibonacci sequence is characterized by the fact that every number after the first two is the sum of the two preceding ones. It's rather amazing. Sunflowers naturally grow with this beautiful spiral. Isn't it mesmerizing? My sunflower design is free to download and use. To get it, go to jennifermaker.com and search for sunflower. If you are a Cricut user, you can upload it to Design Space, where it will look something like this. You don't have to worry about the number of petals, as I've got it all set for you. There's no scoring, there's no worrying about hiding any layers or anything like that. Just click Make It and load your mats. You'll need 9 yellow pieces of paper, 2 brown sheets of paper, 1 black sheet of paper, and 1 green sheet of paper. This will make an 18-inch diameter sunflower. So let me show you how to assemble the sunflower once the pieces are cut out. First, let's attach the brown seed spiral pattern to the black underlay. Use spray adhesive on the underside of the brown spiral pattern, then attach it to the black paper. Be sure it lines up. If it is wrong, you'll see a bump out like this. Just keep rotating it around until you find that it matches the pattern. And once you've got it, position it exactly so that you've got it right on the black as best you can, and then press down so that it adheres to the black paper. You can see that. Isn't that quite amazing? I mean, look at that pattern. I don't know. It's amazing. So just set that aside and we'll work on that later. Get your glue gun out and we're going to start attaching petals to our base. Our base is this green sepal of the sunflower, and we're going to attach it right to this. So to prepare the petals, let me get out a nice thick one so you can see better. So to prepare the petals, you're going to fold it in half lengthwise like this, and then fold it again parallel to that first fold several times, as many times as you can manage to get in fact. In this one, it looks like I'm doing it maybe 7 folds, and this will make it look like a sunflower. It has those ridges in it, and that's what you want to do for each of the petals. It really doesn't take too long. Put a little dab of hot glue at the very tip of the petal. There's no right or wrong way. Use whatever end you want to put on, and then we're going to do this in a systematic way. We're going to start at the top, and you're just going to press that down there, and don't burn yourself. If you have a variable heat glue gun, I recommend you keep it on the lower setting to avoid burns, because you'll be pressing down on this a lot with your fingers. All right, so I'm going to speed this up a bit for you because you don't have to watch me do this in real time. Basically, you're just going to go through each one of your petals and attach them across from each other, and then at 90 degrees, and then across from each other. And the reason why you're doing this, of course you can do this any way you want to, but I like doing it this way because then I'm more likely to get them evenly spread out. And if you look at a sunflower, they're pretty evenly spread out. So I do the 4 cardinal points first, and then I come back through and fill it in with more petals. Now, you might notice that these petals that I'm using right now are slightly lighter yellow than the petals that are at the top of the screen. And I chose to cut my petals out in 2 different colors of yellow cardstock because I wanted my sunflower to look like it was had more depth, and this is a great way to do that. And also, when you see a sunflower out in the wild and the sun is shining behind it, like in some of my photos, the petals in the back are lighter because the sun is coming through them easier, because they're not being there's no shadow from the petals in front. So by using a lighter color cardstock in the back, we can get a similar effect. You don't have to do this, of course. My file, they're all yellow in the file. It is completely your choice if you'd like to do this. Not everybody has multiple hues of yellow cardstock available. But this is a fun idea, and I like the way it turned out. Yeah, just keep going around and filling in your sepal with your petals. It is important that you put just the tip of the petal on the sepal, which the sepal is the green thing again. If you go in too far, your sunflower is going to be smaller, right? Conversely, should you want a bigger sunflower, the key would be to use a bigger base. So of course you can do that. You don't actually see this green base once the flower is finished. So feel free to use a bigger circle or bigger piece of paper, or just cut this base out at a larger size. To do that, you would simply ungroup the layers and then choose the green layer and make it larger. But otherwise everything is sized for you just the way that you need it. So I think I have put 16 of these light yellow petals down, and I'm going to stop there, and we're going to move to the darker yellow. And then using our darker yellow ones, we're going to fill in all those gaps. We're going to fold them just the same way that we did the other petals. Put hot glue at the tip of each one, and then just work our way around the outside of the sepal. It's pretty simple, really. Again, be careful about burning your fingers. I burned my fingers several times while I was doing this. That was not any fun. So I've just jumped ahead here so you can see what it looks like when we have most of the petals put on. So we're just going to finish up these, the darker yellow ones. And at this point, we want to look for any gaps. So the best way to do that is to get right up overhead, look down on it. If you need to, just pick it up and look at it. The first sunflower I made, I wasn't looking directly at it, and it was really hard to see the parts that weren't filled in as well. So important tip, look at it head on if you want to see. So like, for example, right now over on the left, I see a gap that needs to be filled in. And again, 55 is the an accurate number. Oh good, see, I'm filling in that gap right there. I didn't forget about it. So 55 petals, which is the number of petals in this sunflower pattern, is a very typical number for a sunflower. They can have less. If they have less, they have 34. If they have more, they have the next sum in the Fibonacci pattern, which is 34 plus 55. So 89, which is really amazing that it follows this math sequence. It's a really fun way. In fact, this is a really fun way to teach math to children, is to show them the sunflower, show them the Fibonacci spiral, have them count the seeds, the spirals. If you count the spirals going clockwise and the spirals going counterclockwise, you'll discover that they match the Fibonacci sequence. So it's really quite remarkable. So here we have all of our darker petals are in. So now it's time to take the handful of lighter petals that we have and fill in any gaps. Again, I chose to use lighter yellow because I was looking for that lit from behind look and to give the sunflower more depth. So you are looking to fill in the gaps between the darker yellow petals if you find any. And one tip is to be careful about accidentally gluing your sunflower to your table. Guess how I know that one? It happens more than you might think. I recommend putting some sort of like a mat down under, on top of your table. I don't have one. I need to get myself one so that I don't keep sticking my projects to my table. Thankfully, what I like to do is like keep moving the project I'm working on, and then if it moves freely, I know I haven't glued it down. Otherwise, I need to take care of it now before that glue really wants to set and then doesn't, want to pull off very easily. And when you put these lighter yellow ones in, make sure you're putting it, kind of between the layers so that it's definitely under the darker yellow, but also that it's, the glue is contacting the base. So there we go. We have all of our petals on our sunflower. Looks pretty good. Now it's time to put the seed head of our sunflower onto our petals. The way that we're going to do this is one of the things that cuts out is this brown circle with these little rectangles on them. Go through and fold down each one of these tabs is essentially what they are, and it's going to make a dish shape. And this we're going to put over 2 pieces of foam core I've cut out just with scissors to be about the same size as the seed head. And then when we're done, we will put our pattern over it. So the reason why I'm doing this is because we need to raise that up a bit and give the seed head more depth. If you look at an actual sunflower, it's not super flat. It's got some shape there. So just put some hot glue on these foam core circles that you cut out. This isn't anything on a special foam core. It's just, you know, thick enough. We're just trying to raise this up. If you've got cardboard, just use that. If you don't have anything, just, you know, reuse something, recycle something. You're not going to see this, and it's not important. Once those 2 circles are attached, put a generous amount of hot glue on the one side of these attached circles, and then you want to put your brown circle on top of it. And the purpose of the brown circle is to hide the white foam core if someone should happen to look at it from the side. You know, this may not be necessary. It's up to you to decide. I just didn't like the way that I could kind of see the white underneath my seed head, my patterned spiral seed head. And so I chose to cover it by making this circle with the tabs on it. It's completely up to you. If you're making a whole bunch and you don't think that's a problem, you could just skip this step. And then you want to attach the tabs down to the sides of the foam core circles with some hot glue. Again, I'm going to speed this up so that it doesn't take quite so long in the video. Kind of looks like a thin mint, doesn't it? I love thin mints. Anyone else like thin mints? I mean, I never buy them because I could like eat an entire half a package in one sitting. They're very dangerous. All right, so once you have that done, it's actually pretty awesome, right? And you're just going to put glue on the bottom of your seed head base, right? And then make sure it's centered, your flower, and press down to while it cools to set. You want it to be, you want to like really press down onto the table to make sure that it's making contact with all of the paper. I mean, honestly, you could just leave it like this, but this looks more awesome, I think. So we're going to put the pattern on. So put, again, a generous amount of glue starting at the edge and go all the way into the center. And then center your seed spiral pattern on top of your sunflower. That's so pretty. There you go. You have a beautiful paper sunflower. And you can see that you can't see the white foam core from the sides there. It's got good dimensionality. If you notice that it's peeking up a bit on the sides, just put some glue there. I don't think it quite as far to the sides as I should have when I applied it. There, isn't that pretty? What a lovely sunflower. And look at that pattern. It's amazing. That is an actual sunflower seed pattern. All right, so I'm also going to show you how you can attach a hanger to your flower. So you're going to want another piece of foam core, this one cut to be a little smaller than the green sepal here in the back. And I've also cut little notches in the sides here. That's important as well. And then you're going to want to get some stem wire or floral wire or even just wire. No one's going to see this. I like the stem wire because it's pre-taped and it's not so harsh. Won't scratch the walls and that sort of thing. It's 20 gauge though, if that is helpful. And you're going to wrap it right around your foam core. Let's first put a little little fold in there. That will be where we'll actually hang it, and it'll sit right there so it doesn't want to move around on you once you've got it attached to the wall. So just wrap it around, and on the other side you're going to twist it once or twice around itself, just like this, and then just go ahead and fold in the extra bits. Yeah, so they're not sticking out or anything. Tuck them in like that. Now use your hot glue gun to put a generous amount of hot glue on the wire here. You want a whole bunch so that it's not going to move on you. Now the sunflower doesn't weigh very much, so it doesn't need to be terribly load bearing, but still you want it to be nice and sturdy. I'm using this extra wire here just to hold the stem wire flat against the foam while it sets, since wire has a mind of its own, and if it's not perfectly flat, it'll want to pull away from the glue. There you go. So once you've got plenty of glue, take a closer look there. Once you got plenty of glue and it's set, you're going to want to attach this foam piece to the back of your flower. It'll go on just like this. And just put a generous amount of hot glue in a spiral pattern around your hanger, foam core hanger. And then press down well on your flower. Thankfully you've got the foam core or cardboard or whatever you used on the other side, so you can do this without crushing any of the petals. And there you go. You have a sunflower that you can hang anywhere. These sort of big paper flowers are really popular for photo backdrops, weddings, birthday parties, children's rooms, craft rooms, you name it. I'm planning myself to create a beautiful display of my giant paper flowers in my upcoming renovated craft room. I have a whole blog post about my color scheme and my plans on my blog over at jennifermaker.com. You should totally check it out. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. Remember, you can get the free files over at jennifermaker.com. And please let me know if you have any questions. You can either post them here or on the blog. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel. I try to do new videos once or twice a week, and I am happy to take suggestions. I am planning to do more big flowers too. Definitely let me know if you have a request. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.